Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Fight My Feelings. Help me, 27 female, and my fiance, 46 female, set boundaries with our needy, pushy neighbor, 39 female. Hey y'all, so I'm posting to maybe get some advice about my neighbor. I feel like with a normal person the situation would be easy to handle, but because this neighbor is a little fragile, it makes things complicated. First, I'll give a little backstory. My fiance and I are renting an apartment from her sister. The rent is cheap and we plan to stay probably for another year. We are getting married this fall and we are saving up for and very excited about our future. Fiance is in therapy and is on medication for both mental and physical health issues. She is currently home during the day as she is newly handicapped and disabled after losing sight in one eye. All in all, she and I are in a good and positive place. In the apartment, we live in a building with 12 units, we live on the bottom floor, essentially in the basement, and the neighbor in question lives 2 floors above us. My fiance's truck and neighbor's car are parked in guest spots. My car is parked in our reserved spot. All are parked very close to each other and all can be seen from the neighbor's balcony on the 3rd floor. So, we moved back in about 10 months ago. We live in a small but crime-riddled city, though in the nice part. We decided to move in and keep to ourselves and just do what we needed to do until we could move away. We first had a run-in with the neighbor 3 months ago when my area was hit super hard with snow. She came out waving a shovel in my fiance's face because she felt like the plow that plowed my fiance's space was too close to the new car her dad had bought her, her words. She flipped her crap and we were just all set. Like I said, we tried to keep to ourselves anyways. Then suddenly, neighbor apologizes and we are all on good terms. Fiance and I got a dog who obviously needs to be walked and we started talking a little to other neighbors on our walks. We made buddies with the security guards. Many told us that this particular neighbor was trouble, that she was sleeping with all the men in the complex. She accused people randomly of harassment and had restraining orders on people. That she was charming but also a psycho bitch the next minute. My fiance kept it in mind but decided who were we to judge. We kept things friendly, talked in the hall, waved when she was on our balcony, etc. She came over a couple of times just to say hey. Then one night she came over about a month and a half ago and we had some wine and we had a good time laughing and chit-chatting about life for a couple of hours. Shortly after she started a relationship with a man. We've only seen her twice briefly at our place since, with mostly a short update. This seemed fine enough, keeping things friendly for the sake of her not losing her crap. We didn't mind giving her 30 minutes or even a couple of hours every so often. However, crap hit the fan. After a month and a half of dating, she and this guy are having a tough time. She showed up Saturday all upset asking for advice. I hate to say it, but she's like pathetic though. She kept saying things like, OMG, it's been 2 minutes and he hasn't texted. Or, I need your advice, I can't do anything until I see you guys. Or she would just overanalyze every word he said. I feel bad for her and my fiance and I understand as much as we can, but now this is interfering with our life. Yesterday we had to go to our storage place and to the place we used to live to move stuff around and bring stuff back to the condo. We told her this on Saturday, but she still texted us all day demanding to see us in person that night so we could help her. Then we got home and since she saw us pull in, she came right down. We told her we needed showers and food and that she could come over for a short 30-minute visit later as I need to be up for work the next day. I work 5 10-hour days plus a 1.5 to 2 hour commute time each day. I leave at 6 a.m. and I'm home usually by 6 p.m. Then I need to sleep at 10 p.m. That leaves me about 4 hours to eat, shower, go on our nightly dog walk, have a little me time, cuddle up with my fiance, and sleep. I can't be having her effing my schedule up. I'm a little neurotic about it. My fiance can be a little more flexible, but she's got her daily to-do lists too. We just moved stuff from storage that needs to be unpacked. We have wedding planning going on, etc. The neighbor is now texting again today. Here are the texts. Names have been changed. Sorry to bother you when you're working. James texted me this morning. I didn't text back. Then my friend Pete called me twice this morning within 20 minutes. I didn't answer the phone. I was going to go to Pete's store, but don't know what to do. Do you think James told Pete what was going on, or am I just being paranoid? I need your and your fiance's advice as usual. Can we hook up later for a little bit so you guys can help me? I would greatly appreciate it. Then, an hour later, I don't mean to keep bothering you, but did you get my last text? Pete just called me again and didn't leave a message. I don't know what to do. James might have contacted him about what's going on, but Pete is my friend, not his. I was about to go over there, but not sure. Please help with a quick text. Thanks. Shortly after, I replied basically saying I was busy and couldn't text much and that she should go or call. Pete was probably just concerned and she should either verify the information James gave or set him straight on it. Then she said, "Thanks, I'm going into Pete's store now. Wish me luck. Can we all hook up later for a little while? I need my girl's advice. I'll wait for your response before going into the store." Then I told her we may not be up for company, both are busy today, and weekdays are hard for me since I have such limited time to do anything other than work, but that I would let her know. Then she said, "Thanks, I'm not trying to be pushy, but I could use your and your fiance's advice. Even if it's for half an hour, I would be so grateful. Let me know as soon as possible." I said will do and that fiance is home right now and she could probably spare 30 minutes. Then the last text she sent I didn't respond to. I talked to her through text. "I really need to speak to the both of you. Wait till you hear everything. I absolutely need both of your guys' help, please. We are both at a loss. We hate confrontation and this girl is known to be crazy. We can't be making trouble, but I don't want to feel like a hostage. We don't mind being her friend, but we don't want her over every single day either. What do we do?" OP, this is a very tough situation, particularly because you have a lot of more important things to be worried about than your neighbor's life. Of course, it's a good thing to help somebody out, but when that person demands every single minute of your attention, that's too much. From the messages you shared, she doesn't sound like a 39-year-old woman. I mean, I could be wrong, but either way, you need to set clear boundaries. And I know you're trying to be polite to not upset her so that she doesn't go ape crap on you guys, but you know what? I'd risk it. Because this is just the beginning, and believe me, it can only get worse from here. It's not like she's gonna light up. As soon as she knows she has your ear whenever she wants to, she's gonna abuse it. I don't know, maybe you can tell her, you know what? You can only contact me on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And that's it. The rest of the time, I have other things to do and I'm sorry, but I can't dedicate all of my free time to your issues. You are 39, you're an adult, you should be able to handle some stuff on your own. And if you can't, there are always professionals that are very willing to take your money to help you out. And I know that sounds a little harsh, but honestly, these type of situations are a pet peeve. I really don't like pushy people. Anyways, enough about me. What do you guys think about this whole situation, or what would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Shelby Knits says, "I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that she doesn't want advice as much as she wants attention. So I think you should text her back stuff like, 'Wow, I don't know what to tell you. I hope it goes well.' Or 'That's too bad. I hope you can find someone who can help you because I don't have any advice.' You kind of feed her need for attention without getting dragged further in than you already are. One thing I read, maybe on Reddit, about saying no is that it really helps to preface it with 'I wish', as in, 'I wish we could hang out, but,' or 'I wish I could help, but.' Goat is my co-pilot says, a few thoughts. Don't respond to her texts when you are at work or busy. Don't be vague, we might be busy. When she has requests, until you start actually saying no, she will keep being needy. And OP responds, yeah, we definitely need to work on standing our ground. Fabulous 007 says, that is a tough position for you and your significant other. In addition to her seeking attention, she may also be looking for validation that it's such a tough situation and only she knows how it feels and you could never imagine and you admire her strength, etc. Some people feed on drama and work hard to perpetuate it. I would just tell her what she is looking to hear without too much advice so the unstable neighbor won't blame you. And OP responds, very good point. Now that you mentioned it, she is keeping on about how proud she was that she was owning her crap and that she resisted texting James for 3 hours. OP's edit. Hey all, thanks to those who took the time to chime in. Seems like fiance and I need to just suck it up and separate ourselves from the neighbor. I think we're going to try and do this over a couple of days to lessen the chance she might pull a flippy. I sat down with my fiance and showed her my post and we had a talk about it. I sent a couple of texts to the neighbor. I didn't put my foot down completely, but I think we did okay. We'll continue to stand our ground until we're ready for company, and when and if she does come over, we're going to avoid giving advice and keep things simple and brief. Here's how that conversation went. Her, 15 minutes after she saw me pull into the parking space. I sent 2 texts to your fiance, but she hasn't responded. Both needs to read them and get back to me, please. Thanks, girls. Me. Hey, I hope things are going okay, hon. I wish we could get together tonight, but we have a lot going on and we just aren't able to have company tonight. Maybe sometime soon. Stay strong. We're thinking of you. She says, I understand, but I don't know what to do about James. I'm afraid I'll do the wrong thing, especially after today. I'm used to getting good advice from both of you. What now? Sorry. And I say, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to go with your gut. You're smart. Do what you think is right for you. You don't need us telling you what to do. Can't do it tonight. Then she goes, I understand. Stay in touch. Please. Maybe tomorrow night? And I go, I'll let you know. Edit 2. Talked to fiance again before bed and she wants to avoid conflict at all costs. My fiance isn't in the best of health. She has chronic pain from arthritis and her job and previous injuries. She had blood clots in her leg that went to her eye and now she's partially blind in one eye. She used to be a small engine mechanic and can't do it anymore. She says she just doesn't want to deal with the stress of our neighbor. She thinks we should tell her her health has taken a turn for the worst, which is a partial lie, and I don't like the idea of lying. I feel like it's bad karma. My fiance's health is obviously important, but really we just don't want to be so caught up in crazy. The neighbor already started texting early this morning at 7:30 a.m. I'm not replying, but I have a feeling she's going to be blowing up my phone. I'm not going to bore you with her text because it's just too much. It's a lot of unnecessary drama about James saying this and Pete saying that and then something about her parents. And of course, she needs our help to make any decisions. I'm simply ignoring her messages, but I will not reply. But when I eventually do, I'll do my best to not give any advice and to be short with her. Alright, well the community gave OP some pretty decent advice that it all goes in the same direction, and OP shared a little bit more context with us in her edit about how she's just trying to ignore this whole thing. So now, let's move on with the update to see what happened next and how this story ends. I meant to update sooner, but to be honest, I kind of just kept forgetting. Plus, nothing major happened until today. So if you read the second edit on my previous post, I spoke about a couple of texts the neighbor sent that were just a bunch of drama not really relevant to my post. I never replied to those texts. I expected her to blow up my phone that day, but she didn't. It was a Tuesday and I imagine it had to do with the fact that she saw her therapist that day. Days went by and still no word from her. She also didn't track us down and flip on us either. In fact, she seemed to be ignoring us, which was fine with us. We noticed her car was gone a lot and assumed she got back with James. This lasted until about maybe 10-ish days ago. We ran into her in the parking lot and she came over to talk. She asked how we were doing and we made a little small talk. She admitted she was pissed at first, but said then she thought about it and realized she was being really needy. She apologized and then said it was good that she had to work through things out on her own. We were like, yeah, see, you're smart, you can figure this stuff out. We left things on a friendly note, but we're careful not to open ourselves up for her coming over and stuff, though she did mention she and James are still having problems. I saw her about 4 days ago when I went out to run errands. We said hi. She looked bummed and told me she and James were breaking up. Again, I told her she could work it out and that we'd be thinking of her. This morning my fiance got a text from her basically saying she needed help, that she was at the end of her rope and blah blah blah. My fiance came and woke me up, all upset, saying she couldn't handle it. She was up all night due to pain. So I replied to her text, hey, I saw your text come through on my fiance's phone. She's just gone to sleep. She was up all night because of pain. She's still not doing well. I'm sorry you're having such a rough time with things. We've been thinking of you and hoping things would work out for you. I wish we could get together, but we can't today. At first, she said nothing. I thought, oh good, she will be pissed again for a while and then things will be fine. She just texted, "Can't you let your fiancé know I wouldn't bother her or you if it wasn't that bad? Let her know that I feel like harming myself. I have no one to talk to. My therapist is gone until Tuesday. Sorry to burden you or her." And then, "Please, tell her I could use her help and that I would do the same for her too. We girls should have each other's back, cause no one else would. Please have her or you text me back. Thanks." My gut reaction was to call the cops. If I thought she would actually hurt herself, I absolutely would. Hell, I'd go upstairs and sit with her while I waited for them, but she's just being manipulative. She did the same thing to her boyfriend or ex or whatever a month ago. I feel like I'm being cruel. This literally goes against everything in my nature, but my fiancé and I need to take care of ourselves. I told her I was sorry she felt so bad and that a help hotline would be way more helpful and more qualified than us. She said, "Thanks, but no thanks. If she continues with the self-harm stuff, I'll call the cops. I can hear her slamming doors upstairs. She does this when she's upset. She walks around slamming the hallway doors till someone comes out so she can talk to them." But yeah, basically, that's all. Opie's edit. Things have settled down now. There are no slamming doors, no more texts. Now, my fiancé is upset though. She feels like a hostage and says that crap like this is why she's not well. She gives and people take and take and take. Fiancé plans to talk to the property manager. They're friendly. She doesn't want to tell him the details of today though because he may be mandated to call the police, but bleh. Hopefully Neighbor will just go away and we can be stress-free. Alright, well, apparently the whole self-harm thing is just a manipulative threat, but you know what? In my opinion, I would still call the cops. Opie may be absolutely right and it's just, crying wolf, but what if it's not? Yeah, it might be feeding to her need of attention, but this is the kind of thing that I wouldn't gamble on. And if it is BS and she gets pissed at me for calling the cops, well, it's a win-win, I guess. Anyway, OP, for you and your fiancé, I hope she does leave you guys alone so you can focus on yourselves. Take care, OP, and thank you for sharing. Now, stick around if you need a mood booster, just like I do. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance, and it's by user NoGear8270. Mel's Wargo never makes a mistake. This is my grandfather's story, and dates back to the 60s. My grandfather was a first-generation American, the youngest son of 8 children, son of English immigrants. He met his sweetheart at age 19 and married her soon after. Her family were Californios, Mexican citizens who became Americans due to California becoming a part of the US, and suffered some prejudice due to their heritage. My grandfather used to go to the bank with his father-in-law to make sure that he was able to cash his paychecks without issues. One time, the bank teller passed him his money instead of counting it out. So after leaving the counter, he counted up the funds and found out the teller had accidentally given him twice the amount shown on the check. So my grandfather and his father-in-law went back up to the teller and said, "Excuse me, ma'am, but I think you made a mistake." Looking down her nose at him, she said in a condescending tone of voice, "Mel's Wargo never makes a mistake." Being an honest guy, the father-in-law said, "But..." Then my grandfather stopped him and said, "You heard her. Mel's Wargo never makes a mistake. Let's go." And off they went. Huge smiley face. You just gotta love it. A bank losing money because of a condescending idiot. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing, OP. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.